glad you feel that way, Whit, because you're on my team. Just grab some snacks from the kitchen and we'll get started.
No, wait. Let's the game begin. For which we have gone searching is a land that eateth up the inhabitants.
Is there any bottled water in here?
Yeah,
top shelf behind the soda.
Will destroy us. We ain't got no business getting all
So,
of that.
Dad,
Because
are you
we
going to
can't
behave
handle it
yourself
no
tonight?
way. The
Jason,
land
whatever
by
are you talking
itself,
about?
let alone with
You
the
know what I'm
people,
talking about.
will eat us up. The devil
But
will tell you to
behave.
see us
We've got
home.
people here who have never seen that
God
side
has
of me.
already
Wait,
made
what
a
are you
way
two
for
talking
you to
about?
get.
This is the first
And you
game
sit
night
up and
Dad and I
listen
have
to
had
your
together in
jealous
many years.
friends
Oh,
to tell
Probably
you
since
you
Jason
can't
was a
afford
teenager.
that.
I
You won't
remember
let
our family
somebody
day
else
nights.
tell
They usually
you
ended in
what
tears.
you can't afford
Jason
and
didn't
what
like
you
to lose.
can't
Wait a minute, what do you
do.
mean I didn't
You
like to
better
lose?
rebuke
You
the
are aware
devil,
that most parents
because
will,
when
on
God
occasion, let their
is
child
opening
win
a
a few
door for
times,
you,
you know, just to
he's
prevent
trying
the
to
crying.
glorify
What
your
kind of lesson was
life
that of
right
talking?
in
Oh,
your
so you were teaching me a
neighborhood
lesson, huh?
and with
It
your
had nothing to do
family,
with you
so
being
you can have a
ultra-competitive.
testimony
When
that
have
the
you known me to
Lord
be
has done
ultra-competitive?
this, and it's
Come on,
marvelous
on family
in
game
my
nights,
eyes.
that's when.
Don't you let
Time
the
you
haters
deserve to lose. You are a
cause you to
compulsive
lose
cheater.
your blessing,
Really?
pumping
Jason
you with a
cheated?
whole
One time
lot
he
of
painted my croquet
negativism.
ball with
Come on
magnetic
and praise
paint,
the Lord
and
one
then
more
painted
time.
the wicket with a paint of the same polarity. So when I tried to hit the
Said
ball
the men.
through,
It was repelled by the wicked.
the ball would be heading
We don't
straight
pick
through,
fight.
and then all of a sudden take a
says,
sharp
"And there
turn to
we
the
saw
right
God."
and miss. So how do you know I did that? It could have been
We're
Jerry
in
or
our
Jana.
own
I know it was you because you
as
had a
grasshopper.
line already prepared
And
when I
so
missed.
we were
line?
in
Tell her,
their
Jason. All right.
sights.
Well, I
As I
said,
compare myself
wow,
with
it's almost as if God
it looks
didn't
like
want that ball to go
everybody
through the
else
wicket.
is doing so much better
Well, this is
than me.
not an admission of guilt, okay?
look at
But
how
I
God
won't need to
blessing
cheat
his hand.
tonight. Oh, so you're
Look how
going to
he's
win
blessing
fairly? I'm not a kid anymore.
I think
Look
we
how
have a
he's
challenge.
blessing this
Jason
one
and
and
Whit
that
in an
one.
old-fashioned
But
family
look
feud.
at
Jason
me.
Whitaker has laid down the gauntlet.
Don't you
and
have a spill to clean
Not
up?
only in our
Oh, yeah.
sights,
Excuse
but
me.
with grasshoppers in
To
their
answer your
sights.
question, Jason,
Can't let
this
folks,
is a
because
night
they
for
call
fun.
themselves looking
I'll
down at
behave.
you.
Well, I
You
guess we'll
gotta
see.
realize you're God's child. I'm in the
Find out
royal
what's going on in other parts of Odyssey in the new Elsewhere in Odyssey comic strip.
You serious?
Catch up with some long-lost characters with fully illustrated art. What a sight in original stories. Oh, right, for the good of the theater. They've been here in town all along, but now you can read about what they've been up to. You are not gonna believe this. Plus, new surprises wait around every turn. It's nice to see you again. The Elsewhere in Odyssey comic strip, a new weekly release only in the Adventures in Odyssey Club.
Done for us ignorant, unlearned, sanctified.
Oh, hi, Penny. This is the first of the
folk.
every now and
We
then
will
calls you asked
do
for. How are the
Don't
ants?
nothing eat better than
Oh,
catfish.
no, you mean there's more?
No, this is in the mouth.
But if you understand,
Angrier, like
about
they're planning
catfish.
across the table for
catfish are
Is the
always
exterminator there
at
yet?
the bottom.
You'll be here in 10 minutes.
Well,
I
hopefully
ain't
that's
much
not too late. Ants have incredible
of a
organizational
fisher, but
skills, Penny.
catfish
They probably already discussed a whole new
always
system of government
at the
after they
bottom.
overthrow us. But I
But
can't
if you're
really
a
talk
good
about the ant
fisher,
problems
you're able
anymore.
to
Because if
drop
Penny
down
hears me, I could get
and
sent to the
deep in
corner.
stir the dirt
Tell me what's
and
happening
get
first.
you some
Where
catfish. And
Oh,
them
I'm Cassidy
catfish
Silver kind of
eat
keeps her collection
real
of healthy cookbooks that she never
good. But
references.
I got news for you. Catfish done
Well,
come
Jillian and Jason
to
are
the
talking on the
top.
couch,
But
Ray
it
is
ain't
drinking water, and
because
Connie is preparing stuff for our
catfish
first
is so
date.
good. It's the
Ooh,
God
from the
on
looks of
the
it, Food
inside of the
No, wait,
catfish.
just but not
I
Spence.
ain't here trying to brag,
Just a
but
big
I just
mysterious
want to
bruise
let you
on Whit's
know
face.
what the
Nobody knows how
Lord
about that.
has done.
I
Now your
know.
neighbor say we ain't bragging.
No, like the
We
shape
just
of I
trying to tell you what the Lord has done.
You bet.
And I feel
Yeah,
like
Penny says
David.
yes to. I'm putting her
I
on
feel
speaker.
like David. It's
Penny.
Alrighty then.
Oh, Connie, should I make a suggestion for a game? Should only take a couple of minutes.
Maybe.
Okay,
My
let's play What Happened to Whit's Days. Okay. I'll go first. Question
Spies
one. Did you
got
involve
through.
some kind of argument with someone who was
The
putting together a
people
wooden
were
puzzle of the United States?
Yes,
And
it looks like
many of the
Idaho.
people
Did I win the first game?
I was told not to talk about any of this.
And they
Exactly.
rose
Can we
up
move on, please?
against
I've got a question about
Because
potatoes.
they had
Penny,
what
we are
God-
not playing that game. I've got a better one.
had done
It's
for
trivia
them.
time.
Don't you forget what God does for you. As I stand up here a whole lot of you that
Just come in the kitchen, Jillian. Hurry.
You better
What
quit
is it, Jason?
complaining
Connie said we're starting the
and
second
start
game.
I want to
rejoicing.
talk about the one we just
Because there's
played.
too many
happy with
around
my
this
performance?
town
We
and
could've
in your
won it.
family
Maybe.
that
Maybe
God
nothing.
has
There's no way
blessed.
Connie and my dad are
And
better
you
at
know
trivia
God
than we
is
are.
What
blessing
did you
you.
want me to do?
God
Do you
had
have to be
already
airheaded Jillian right now?
himself
Of
to
course,
Israel.
Ruben is here and
And
Peggy's
this is
listening.
But does airheaded Jillian have to be this airheaded?
There's no way airheaded Jillian would know anything about World War II.
Enough to know that the Japanese didn't bomb Detroit in 1941.
Okay. I've played this role for quite a while. I know how to do it.
Isn't it possible that airheaded Jillian could have picked up some trivia? I don't know, talking with the other women at the nail salon?
Yes, the girls and I always broach the subject of famous Belgian authors immediately after toe exfoliation.
Can't you answer correctly, then just act surprised that you knew it?
Are you willing to risk giving away my cover just so you can beat your dad?
Yes, I am willing. Now, are you going to take one for the team?
And which team are you talking about? Your game night trivia team or the United States of America?
They took their rods
Well,
and
that
their
was
rods
fun,
turned
wasn't
into
it? Kind of a
snakes.
hollow
But
victory,
you gotta
don't you think, Dad?
understand,
What was that?
Moses
You know
and
trivia
Rod
games aren't fair
turned
when
around
Jillian
and
has to
ate
play a
up.
fool. Yes, of course.
Otherwise,
So
he's
you're
trying
willing
to
to
tell
discount
you
the
that the
entire
devil
thing?
is
I don't know
able to
about
do a
that.
whole lot of
Connie and
things
I
that
did
God
get
can
on the
do,
roll.
but God
Wouldn't it
is
hard to
still
beat
the
regardless?
greater.
Well, your role
And
is
God
over
is
now.
still
We're coming
proving
for you, and
himself.
we're not showing mercy
I
this
don't
time.
used to be a long time,
Connie.
but I feel like
Hey.
preaching to y'all today.
Jason,
I see
what
my
did
wife
you do?
sometimes,
Is that
and
you
she always messing
I don't
with
know.
me. When I come in and I sneak behind her back.
No, it's just
and I'll
a little
steal. I
fun
got
thing
good
that-
at it, too.
Dad
I learned how to steal little things out of the
joke.
pot. But I'll be watching her
Strike one.
cooking,
Strike
and
one.
while she's cooking,
Next game is in
she'll
5
be
minutes.
nibbling on this and nibbling on that. She's tasting it, and I want y'all to know something. I'm tasting
Okay, I've been running
a
all
little
day.
bit of what I'm cooking.
I got 10 minutes before the next game starts.
It's
Just try
starting
not to be too
taste
loud, because Connie is
good to
lurking.
me.
So what's going on?
Will y'all point up at the pulpit and say, Lord, anoint him to preach. Joshua and Caleb after the people had got broken. I ain't ready yet, son. After the people had got demoralized and got discouraged, Caleb and Joshua spoke up to the people and they said the land is a good land. And if the Lord delights in us, God will bring us through. I want you to know, family of God.
Is everything okay?
Whatever
What are you doing back here?
Well, just, I had a phone call I needed to make, and
if you are delighted in the
what's going on
mind
back here?
of God,
Oh, I was getting aspirin
that
for weight.
God
I don't need any aspirin. Oh, for your face?
bring
yeah,
you
what
out
happened anyway?
of
Wait, I kind of want to know too.
Did you go to the doctor?
Concussion?
No, I don't think so. It just jarred me for a moment. Oh, is that a clue? You got hit by a jar.
Did you fall down?
You fell on top of a jar.
It wasn't a car accident, was it?
Or a jar accident?
That's good until no, nothing like
You
that.
didn't have a fainting spell, did you?
No.
And hit your head?
It was a silly accident. A few kids were at Inventor's Corner today creating a delivery system with pulleys and ropes and got into an argument and accidentally let go of a metal weight and it swung down and hit me in the face. That's
is
it.
like any
There
good
was no
dad.
concussion, no
See, a
tears,
man
and certainly
has to
no
accept
jar.
his
I don't know why you're so
by faith.
worried. It obviously hasn't affected my gameplay. Connie and I were winning.
Papa's made it.
So you
So
don't
a
need
man has to accept y'all laughing at
just
me.
a
But
mild day.
y'all know it's the truth. He accepts
Connie,
his
how long have you been there?
children
I
by
heard the whole
faith
story.
in
Wow.
his woman.
Well, that was a trifecta. You talked about
If he's
work
got
problems,
faith
and
in
you
the
were kind of
woman,
competitive there at the
he's
end,
going
so
to
it's
accept
like 1,
them his
2,
children. But let me tell you what
Don't
he'll
worry
do.
about it, Whit.
He
They were
starts to
badgering you.
look
No. The rules are the
for
rules.
his
I'll go
purpose.
sit in the corner in the family room.
Starts
You
to
really don't have to.
Of course I
He will
do.
look
I'll skip
for
the next game
his
and perhaps
purpose.
join in for the one
Now,
following it.
First of all, he's
It
gonna
was
say,
almost like
well,
God didn't want you to play the next game.
Nose look like
And that would be
mine.
taunting. Strike 2, Jason.
Does
Yes.
he have them wells eyes?
Wow,
But
Whit was the
God
first one to
don't
go
look
down.
I
at your
never would have
features.
thought that.
God
guess
looks at
no
your
one's
virtues.
safe.
Let me slow down. Let me slow down. See, because see, we're in the flesh, and we look for
Okay, this is the thing that you put on popcorn.
God that is
You
a
get scared a bunch of
spirit,
these are gonna team up and
and
carry you
you
over the
have
beach.
to be born
Right, yeah,
twice.
sit up yellow.
You're
You always
born
need to
in
make
the
a comment.
flesh, then you
Right,
have
you
to
have
be
4 of these, and I don't
born
understand
in
why.
the spirit.
Got it. I have
And when
3 of
you're
these, and you don't
born in
understand
the
why.
spirit, God ain't looking at the color of your eyes. He ain't looking at the color of your skin. He ain't
I have
looking at
never
the
seen anything
texture of
like
your
that.
hair. He ain't looking at the size of your feet, nor the sound of your voice, but he's
well, hang on. Jillian, come to the kitchen with
for
me.
his virtues.
Strategy
Somebody
session.
said, well, what?
What strategy?
Okay, losing to Connie and my dad is one thing, but we can't lose to Wooten and Penny.
Sounds like we're gonna do just that.
No, you have to stop being clueless, Jillian, just for a minute or so.
I can't do that.
You won't suspect anything.
First of all,
Take that
he's looking
chance.
for
You're just gonna have to
joy.
use your NSA training.
What do you mean?
You
Living
have the
inside
joy
someone else's
of the
head.
Lord in
You
your
are gonna have to
life.
be like
He's
Clueless Jillian.
looking for love. Because God
Okay, this is the 8th President of the
then
United
he's looking for
States.
someone
Partier?
else, because he
No.
knows he gotta put up with you.
This is a
He's wondering,
designer
do you
brand of
have
shoes, I
long
think.
suffering?
Yes.
He's looking for long
Okay,
suffering.
this is the U.S. state that has the biggest
in a
mall.
gentle way.
Right. Okay. This is the study of the best music stations. Right. This is when a piece of clothing looks really smooth and not wrinkly at all. It's exactly. Our country was named after this guy.
Captain America.
Yes, this is Spanish for disc. Yes. Oh, this is the 8th president of the United States.
Wondering if God
Correct.
Hold on a second.
Okay, quick. Finish the sentence. Leaning Tower of...
Eiffel.
Yes. How many was that?
And the way he shows you today is by
sorry, I
letting
can't
you
allow
look
disco
out the
because
black
you're
door
close
of
to
your
the
life.
actual word.
And he shows you what he's already done.
Oh, come on, that's not fair.
And how he's already brought you. And how he's already
filing a
made a way
protest.
for you. And if he can bring you this far, he can take you a little further. And I don't
come on, really?
believe he done brought me this
Well,
far.
if I go to the corner and you're going
leave me
with me.
now. How many of y'all believe that? So get ready to close. You want God to delight in you. And when he delights in you, he will open doors. I know a man by the name of Hezekiah. Hezekiah was a king, and Hezekiah was 25 years old when he came to the throne. When he came to the throne, he walked in the footsteps of his daddy. Now his daddy's name was Ahaz, and Ahaz was a wicked king. Ahaz had shut up the temple. He had quit serving Jehovah God. He would not allow the priests to burn incense to God. He would not allow the priests to kill the bullocks because they start worshiping Baal. They start worshiping Ashtaroth.
The Adventures in Odyssey series already provides your family with trusted entertainment. Now, it's time to take it to the next level. Give your kids a safe, faith-focused, and biblically based community, and so much more. Give your kids the Adventures in Odyssey Club. By joining the club, your family will gain on-demand access to the exciting Adventures in Odyssey series, including more than 900 episodes. Club membership also gives kids access to exclusive content, daily devotions, and faith-building activities. The club allows each family member to engage at their own pace, with customizable parental controls and closely monitored message boards. With more than 100,000 like-minded families already involved, the Adventures in Odyssey Club could be your best adventure yet. Learn more about exploring the Adventures in Odyssey Club for free at adventuresinodyssey.com/radio.
He's got a delight in us. We got
Want to contact us about the episode you're hearing? Visit our website at adventuresinodyssey.com or talk summer to focus on
We gotta
family. Call
sanctify
1-800-888 with the parents' permission,
We gotta
of course. We
sanctify
always love hearing
ourselves
from you.
and then clean up the house of God. Sanctify yourself, then sanctify the temple. Are y'all with me? They clean up the house of God. They prayed, and then he turned around. He said, I want all of the Levites to come with the instruments, and I want y'all to start praising God the way we used to praise him. Let's go back and get what we lost. Y'all don't hear me? Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, we gotta go back and get what we lost. Cause if my people,
Just put them aside.
if my people who are called by my name, if you will humble yourself and pray and then turn from your wicked ways, then will we hear from heaven? I want to hear from the Lord. I want God to delight in me. How about you? I want the Lord to delight in my life. Because if he delights in me, he'll make ways out of no way. He'll put food on the table. He'll put clothes on my back. He'll put shoes on your feet. He'll give you joy. I want the Lord to delight in me. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, I want to live right. I want to do right. I want God to delight in my life. Go on and praise him in the house.
Just one night. I didn't want to be a guardian or a wedding planner or a plumber tonight. I just wanted to be a friend and be with my friends.
Well,
He delights
one of the jobs of a friend
in you.
is to bear each other's burdens.
He'll
I
get
just
the
don't
curse
want that now, Whit.
out of your
Maybe at some point. Sure.
If
Oh, all right.
he delights
We're
in
here.
you,
I know you are.
your children will get saved.
But right now, all I want is for
Our
Jason to drop me
families
to the
will come
bumblebee.
home.
Can you do that, Jason?
If
You
he
just
delights in you,
I know. Yeah,
stand
sure.
on your feet all over the house of
I
God.
don't mean to nitpick, Connie, but you kind of broke your own rules several times in the last 30 seconds.
Okay.
God bless you. I pray that today's broadcast, the message, in some way touched your
Oh,
heart,
yeah, it's a good choice. You'll love
enlightened
that
you,
chorus.
uplifted you,
Spacious, got a rustic feel.
brought you closer to the
All
Lord,
right, just tell
give
me
you a
when
greater
15
commitment
minutes
to
are
know
over, okay?
that God's no respecter person. If he delights in you, I promise you, you're going to see victory. Don't you allow what you see with your natural eye to dictate your future. You must remember, God is a spirit, and he is still alive
Sure,
and
baby,
well.
she's not in the funny
And there
corner.
is no respecter person with
Are
him.
you laughing
He
at us?
operates
Yourself?
according to your faith. And let me tell you something, faith is not common sense. You have to trust God and step out on his promises. When you step out on his promises, God will do for you what you would call impossible. Excited about your phone calls. Our prayer partners
when I
are
watched that
waiting
cartoon
to
with the wisecracking
pray with
toaster.
you, talk with you.
Exactly.
Certainly,
And Jillian's doing
it
that
has-
thing I do when you call to tell me you're making mac and cheese hot dogs for dinner. Wow, we really are good at this, Penny.
Bless this ministry. It's been a blessing to be able to pray with you and in some way bless your life. So we encourage you to call, and our prayer partners will be there to pray with you. I'm holding some prayer requests in my hand. Teresa from Graham, North Carolina,
I would have brought balloon
has a
animals.
drug addiction, and I want you to know that God is our habit breaker. And Beth from Fort Worth, Texas, son's deliverance from drugs. Don't you give up on him. God can do the impossible. Brenda from Maple Heights, Ohio, has a
Proverbs
son that
27:9
has a
says
drug
that
addiction,
friendship refreshes
and
the
other
soul.
son needs
God brings people
physical
into our
healing.
lives because He created
Then
us to be
Alice
in a
from
relationship with
Houston,
each other.
Texas,
Friends are good
a
to spend time
daughter
with,
and
laugh with, and be silly
grandchildren
with.
on
But they're
drugs.
also there to
Ah,
encourage
God
us
is
when
still
we're going
able,
through
daughter.
tough times.
And
I'm
the
glad our friends in
Letitia
Odyssey are comfortable
needs
enough with
healing
each other
from
that they can
Maple
laugh
Heights,
together, play
Ohio,
together,
and Nick
even send
from
each other to the corner when
Doyle,
necessary.
California wants prayer
Adventures in
for his
Odyssey is a
mother. She has
presentation of Focus
cancer.
on the Family.
And Patricia
Day and
from
Night was
Kent,
written and directed
Ohio.
by Marshall Younger,
We're praying
with
for
sound
you
design by
and
Luke
for
Ganell,
your friend
and music by
Jacob.
John Campbell. Our
Hattie from
executive producer
Dudley,
was
North
Dave
Carolina.
Arnold. Our
High
cast
blood
included
pressure, praying
Townsend
for your
Coleman,
daughter.
Jess Harnell,
Then
Katie
Clarence
Lee,
from
Monica
Fort
Padilla,
Wayne,
Kimmy
Indiana,
Robertson, and
wants a
Andre
closer walk
Stoika.
with the Lord.
And I'm Chris,
And it's
hoping you'll
his
join us
desire
again
to
next
get
time for more
married.
Adventures in
And
Odyssey.
Vincent from Asheboro, North Carolina, is praying for healing. Wherever you may be, if you're under the sound of my voice, I want you to connect with us.
Presents Radio.
And how do we do that? You're near your television, touch it. You're there with a loved one. Touch and agree with them.
Running, walking, or at the office, your best choice for purified drinking water is Heaven Flow.
Touching and agreeing on the
A
same
piece
thing.
of heaven. Distributed by Flow Drinking Water, 30 to 32 Radials Road, Kingston 10. Call 876-455-4732. Email heavenflow@gmail.com. Visit our website at heavenflowwater.com.
Intercession
All
and
night, right
interceding
here on your
for our
one and
brothers
only
and our
station.
sisters
Thank you for always
is a
tuning in.
mandate
The
from
better
the
sound,
God
Presence
to come
Radio.
intercede today on the behalf of your children. As I hold these requests in my hand, I'm praying, God, that you will dispatch an angel of healing and deliverance and set free. That the mind be healed, the body be liberated, the peace of God
There's a party going on right here, and celebration to last through all the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We can celebrate your party with you. Come on, celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We're gonna celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together.
and share just a one
Let's all celebrate and have a good time. We're gonna celebrate.
humble and gentle. Be patient. Bear with one another in love. That is the book of Ephesians 4 verse 2. Good evening, Scouters, and welcome to Scoutcast 101. Today is Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. Just to let you know, I am happy to be back with you once again. This show, Scoutcast, is geared to get all you Scouters and Scout enthusiasts engaged, energized, and ready for Scouting. The show is for people who want to learn about something in Scouting. Fusion 4, like orienteering, fire lighting, good map reading, knife skills, tree identification, bird watching. Welcome. You don't have to be in Scouting to learn about Scouting. It doesn't matter what age you are, you can learn and do something new anytime in your life. To be back, join and share, relate your experience, share your knowledge, and share your story as it relates to Scouting. This is another episode of Scoutcast today. So for the next hour, 7 to 8, we will be with you in this episode. Our theme will be watching. Welcome. You don't have to be in Scouting to volunteering. Yes, I am your host, Skipper Jones, and we will be right back with you after this brief message. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Experience, share your knowledge, and share your story as it relates to Scouting. This is another episode of Scoutcast today. So for the next hour, 7 to 8, we will be with you in this episode. Our theme will be watching. Welcome. You don't have to be in Scouting to volunteering. Yes, I am your host, John, and we will be right back with you after this brief. Yes, my listeners, welcome back to your show, Scoutcast. Yes, welcome back. Just to give you an outline of our program, in today's show, the next we're going to start out with our program this evening by playing the national anthem of Jamaica. We see our Scout promise, Scout law, and the Scout, yes, motto, yes, so stay tuned, the national anthem of Jamaica. Yes, my listeners, welcome back to your show, Scoutcast. Yes, welcome back. Just to give you an outline of our program, today's show, the next year is going to start out with our program this evening by playing the national anthem of Jamaica. We see our Scout promise, Scout law, and the Scout, yes, motto, yes, so stay tuned, the national anthem of Jamaica. Yes, in the brim of the water where Jordan overflowed all of his past, all time and harvest. That the waters which came down from above stood and rose up upon a beach very far from the city of Adam, that is beside Zarethan. And those that came down toward the sea of the plain, even the salt sea, failed and were cut off, and the people passed over right against Jericho. Verse 17. And the priests there that there the ark of the covenant of the Lord stood firm on dry ground in the midst of Jordan, and all the Israelites passed over on dry ground till all the people passed through very far from the city of Adam. What a picture we have in there. Did any rain came down? Yes, indeed, the national anthem of Jamaica. Yes, my listeners, as we share with you our Scout promise, and we share on my honor, I promise that I will do my best to love and serve God, my country, and the King, to help people and to obey the Scout laws. Yes, so we're going to share the Scout law, one law in 10 parts, and it goes like this. A Scout is to be trusted, a Scout is loyal, a Scout is friendly and considerate, a Scout is a brother to all Scouts, a Scout has courage in all difficulties, a Scout makes good use of his time, a Scout is careful of his possession and of all properties, a Scout has respect for himself and for others, a Scout obeys the orders of those in authority, and a Scout is clean in thought, word, and deed. Yes, so we share the motto, be prepared, and the meaning of the motto is that a Scout must be prepared, must prepare himself by previous thinking out and practicing how to act on any accident or emergency, so that he's never taken by surprise. Yes, my listeners, so we've gone through the rudiments, and we are going to start with our song, our welcome song to you. We're all together again. So if you're just joining, you're inside Scoutcast. This is your host, Skip Jones, and we are getting it going. So yes, indeed, we're all together again.
I appreciate it. We're all together again. We're here. And he said the motorhome that you have is not going to last. It's going to leave you beside the road. You need to start looking for a motorhome. We're all together again. We're here. No way. We're here. We're all together again. We're here. It was living in impossibility. We'll be all together again. My mechanic was saying, we're here. I was saying, we better not. God was saying, it's time to look. I was saying, not now, God. I can't afford that. You know what I'm talking about. Go up there. I met with our board. We're all together again. Then they said this, when you go out this time, because they know we're together again, and I'm cheap, frugal, and if you're taking notes. So
yes, indeed, this is another episode of Scoutcast. I am your host, Skip Jones, and we're here together again. It's a beautiful evening, yes, as we share and talk about. We're gonna share and talk about scouting. We welcome you all. We were anticipating the young people to be on this evening rather. We have not heard any of them, so we welcome you. You can interact with us by dialing 1-877-867-0022. You can call us straight or via WhatsApp. Yes, or you can send a message via our website, www.presenceradio.com. We're going to listen to this song. We have a full program going forward. This one is called Boom Shaka Boom. Yes, my listener, this is Scoutcast, your evening, Tuesday evening Scout show with Skip Jones. Boom Chicka Boom.
Let's go.
Camp songs are not just for campgrounds.
You can sing them in a car.
You can sing it to a job.
You can sing them in your room. You can sing them to a group.
You can sing them here or there.
You can sing them anywhere.
order. It'll probably come in a month or so. If you're interested.
This is a repeat after me song, so make sure you repeat everything I say.
He said, why don't you come into the office?
Boom.
Richard's looking at me.
I said a boom, chicka boom. I said a boom, chicka rocket, chicka boom.
But we went in and we sat in his office. And as they often do in car dealerships and RV dealerships, he always says, I have to go and talk to my manager and see what we can do for a price. Have you been there? I've been there too. And the longer they can leave you there sitting, the more worried you get. And then you don't know how to get out of that office and how to say no. So Richard and I are sitting behind the desk. He's gone.
Cowboy style. I said a boom, chicka boom.
Richard said you can't afford
I said a boom, chicka boom.
I said, you know, let's at least let him come back.
I said a boom, chicka ropa,
Maybe it's better than you think. He said, it's not going to be better than you think, Dad.
Yahoo!
We waited, and I actually said to Richard, well, if it was below
Motorcycle
X amount of dollars,
I said a room, chicka
below
room.
X amount of dollars.
I said a room, chicka room. I said a room, chicka rocker,
So the man came back in.
chicka room.
He said, this is what
Oh yeah. One more time. Janitor style. I said a broom, push a broom. I said a broom, push a broom. I said a broom, push a mopper, push a mopper, push a broom.
we said, okay, coming in a month, I'll see if I can get a loan from my bank.
Oh
We'd like
yeah.
to sign for right now.
One more time. Elvis style.
Went away.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
And they must not know me very well.
I said a boom, chicka boom.
And then about a week later,
chicka boom.
he called me and said, I wasn't even supposed to be here for a month, but it's here.
Oh
Come get it.
yeah. One more time.
So we go into the
Underwater
dealership. Now we've got all of us. All six. We want everybody to see us before we go off the lot. And so we get in there, and he says, we're not quite ready getting it all set. So just go in the lounge.
Oh yeah. All right.
We'll be right back.
One more time.
I don't wait very well, and that sounded like a long time. We go back in, and they've got their television on. And all of a sudden, across the screen, they've got a special
Now at the
report
famous Henniger Center to see if I can find anybody
on
who can say
COVID,
Toy Boat 5 times.
the pandemic,
Fast.
and that everything would be
Oh, look,
closing
here
down.
comes someone now. Hello?
You know what size loan I
I'm
took
the
out?
roving reporter trying
You
to
know
see
what
if
I
I
would
can
have to
find anyone who
pay
can say
every
Toy
single
Boat
month?
5 times fast.
Had
Can you
God
do it?
brought us
Ready?
this far to fail us? I mean, it's like
It's just not working.
they're going to close
Interesting.
everything down.
Have a nice day. Thank you for your time.
So we bought the
Toy boy,
motorhome.
toy boy, toy-
We drove it
toy
off the
boat,
lot.
toy boy, toy boy.
We were down singing in
We should
Florida.
now see if we can find someone maybe off the street.
I'd like to say toy
While
boat
we were singing,
5 times
we
fast.
stopped just
Wonderful.
for a
Have a
moment,
go at it.
paused between songs.
Toy boot, toy boot,
Richard and I
toy boot,
often
toy
communicate
boot,
with each
toy
other,
boot.
and he looked at me and I looked at him, and we said, "Do you think this will be the last time we ever sing again?" We didn't know what the pandemic was going to bring.
Aren't you the roving reporter?
Yes, that's me.
Oh, so excited!
Can you say
That week,
Toy Boat?
I mean, we had calls from Arkansas, from Missouri, from Michigan.
Toy boat,
We were
toy boat,
canceling
toy boat,
everywhere.
toy boat, toy boat.
And all we could do.
I'm here
Drive that
inside the
new
Henniger
motorhome.
Center right now. Oh, look, Indiana Jones.
You talk about
Can
a
you say
mountain.
Toy Boat for me?
You talk
5
about a
times
river
fast?
before us. How are we going to cross
Toy
that?
boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, tow boy.
Can
I
you
had a
say
board
toy
member.
boat 5 times really fast?
He said, how much?
Let us know
monthly
in the comments below
I didn't even want to
or with the video
He would have
response.
seen the financial.
We're sharing these videos for free, so if you want to see
You know
more,
what?
click on this fun
We'll
subscribe
make
button.
the first 3-month payments.
You can also support us by
got it
clicking the
all.
like and favorite buttons below.
We couldn't have done it.
Cue the kitty.
He made those 3-month payments. And then we started back out
Yes,
of the
indeed. Yes, 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 yes. We're going, the Grand Old Duke of York. He had 10,000 men. He marched them out the top of the hill and marched them down again. Let's go again. If you're just joining, you're inside Scoutcast, your weekly Scout show. You're with your old Skip Jones.
But I promise you this, there is a God. He loves you. And if you'll let him lead you, just like he was leading the Ark of the Covenant, just as God was leading them, he'll take care of you. He promises that he will. He promises that. And so God goes before them. And that's where he needs to be, leading us. But go back to verse 10. Verse 10, Joshua said, "Hereby shall you know that the living God is among you, that you will, without fail, drive out before you." And he lists these 7 nations that are going to be driven out. You see, God was fulfilling his promise. He had promised them 4 generations before that they would have this promised land. And now he says it's not without fail. We're going to drive these nations out before you. You don't have to worry. They were guilty of gross immorality. They were guilty of dealing with evil spirits, and we could go on and on and on. And God had had enough of their sin, and that's why he was driving them out. Don't ever think that God's not fair. God is fair. He is just. The land was theirs. He said they will be driven out from before you. And they were. God took care of it. He's only going to let their gross immorality and their sin and they're dealing with their evil spirits and all that they were involved in just last so long. That's why I wonder how long God's going to put up with our country.
Yes, indeed, the Grand Old Duke of York. Yes, my listeners, this is our theme. This evening, orienteering. Yes, orienteering, and we ask the question, what is orienteering? It is a competitive sports in which runners have to find their way across rough country with the aid of
drive out the people.
A map and compass. So, what are the 4 basic orienteering skills? What orienteering means? What orienteering in PE? What are the different types of orienteering? So those are the things we will be focusing on this evening. So let us share with you what orienteering is. Orienteering is the sport of navigation. Using highly detailed map, whether you are an experienced hiker, a competitive runner, or just a family or group out for an activity in the park. This sport helps you improve your navigation each time. So orienteering is really a sport of navigation. So the basic compass we use orienteering. It is a sport in which orienteers use an accurate, detailed map and a compass to find points in the landscape. It can be enjoyed as a walk in the woods or as a competitive sports. Yes, so you can just walk in the woods or, on a trail using maps, and those maps can be detailed. You can do it as a sport, meaning you're competing against others, and you can do it for fun. So how does someone do orienteering? What are the different types of orienteering? What is the orienteering problem? What equipment do you need for orienteering? So we're going to listen to a little video. Yes, we're going to listen to a little video on the whole matter.
And welcome to the channel. Today I will discuss, this is a new series that I will start, and it will contain orienteering or navigation, if you put it like that. And I got the request from one of the audience, talking about orienteering or using a compass and stuff like that. So this series it will contain
can build that sanctuary.
Of course,
Be careful what you say to God.
the stuff that I especially using, and
Well, I wanna say one
I
more
think
thing.
most
I said,
people
first
should
of all, that
know
God needs to be leading
about.
us.
And it's of
Second of
course
all, that
to
God is
navigate
the
in
one who
forest
takes control, and
or in
we need to
cities
understand that.
or in
But the
mountains.
third thing I want to mention today is we need to
You
be
also,
living
of course,
by
have
faith.
navigation in
We're going to
sea,
be
but
victorious.
I'm not that really
We're to live by
comfortable
faith. What does
of saying
Hebrews
that I'm
11:6
an expert
say?
in
That
navigation
without faith, it
at
is
sea, but I think
impossible to please
it
Him.
will also
We're to
apply
live
to that.
by faith.
So
Here's the Jordan.
just to talk a little
Here's
bit
2.5
in
million
general
people.
regarding
We've got to get them
navigation
over
and
the
stuff.
Jordan to get into the promised land.
What is
So
really interesting is
were
that
told,
people say
don't
that I
put
don't
your
need
feet
this stuff when I'm just in the city and stuff like that.
and
But
even though it was rapidly
to be honest, if you
even
want to
though
go
it was
to a
dangerous,
shopping mall that you have never been to, or
soon
you're coming
as
to a
they-
new town,
not when they were a yard
and you want
away,
to find the right
not when
place
they were a
to
foot
get some
away,
meal,
but when
you
they
need
put their
to
feet into the water, it
know how
stopped
to
and
navigate
parted
to the place
so they could walk
you
on
want to
dry
go.
ground, not shaky ground, not muddy
Um,
ground, but on firm ground.
And
Wow.
there are, of
They
course,
were living
different
by
things
faith.
you can do
Friends,
to
they could have
navigate to the
stood
right place.
a yard back and said,
One
"We
of
can't
the
go.
most
We
obvious
can't do
should
it."
probably be that you
They didn't.
take
They moved ahead.
your phone and
They
check
moved.
the nearest place
Can you imagine being
via
can you
Google
imagine being one that
Maps
was
or something
carrying
like
the Ark
that,
of
and
the Covenant?
that's fine. You can almost all the time use Google Maps for this type of, or Google or some other navigation system in the internet to find the right place in the city that
and
you
the
are
priests that bear the Ark
in.
of the Covenant of the Lord stood firm on
and,
dry ground.
That's okay, but
Only
if you
God
don't
can
have
do
the
that.
phone and you can't use the phone, you should,
And I
of
believe
course, know
that God
how to
can
use
do
a map.
great and mighty
And even though you use your phone,
I
I've
get
seen
so
that
tired of hearing people
when I'm
say,
trying to find
and
my place in a new
Christians say,
city, when
well,
I'm
that was then.
out aboard, for
that
example,
was 2,000
I-
years ago.
I-
That was 3,000 years, whatever.
to take from my phone, and
But
it seems like
this
the
is
map doesn't
2024. This just doesn't
rotate as
happen
it
now.
should. So sometimes you
Friends, we
have to
still have
use
the
your
same
brain
God
to understand
yesterday,
that
today, and
this map
tomorrow,
isn't
forever.
really
It is the
following
same God.
my
And He wants
direction
to
of
bring us
movement,
miracles today in our
which means
hearts
that you
and
have
our
to
lives. We need to
translate
trust
this
Him by faith.
map,
We need to be
virtual
willing to
map,
step out
into
by
your
faith.
brain and get
Let me
it
tell you miracles that
right
happen to us.
in
Some
this
of you might
the
sit
environment
back
you're
and say, wow,
in,
that
of
would
course.
never happen.
So you have to think twice.
We lived it.
If you
We were
have a
singing
paper map,
Canton,
of course,
North
you are
Carolina,
not
Sunday night. Cold December
really
night.
in
If you know that area at all,
such a problem. Then you need
you
to,
know
of course,
that Route 40 goes
take your
from
map
there
and have it the
into
right direction
Knoxville,
if you're in
Tennessee.
towns and
I
stuff
needed
like
to
that.
be in Knoxville the next
But
morning
in
to do
general,
the
it's
chapel
easier
service.
to. I mean,
problem
you have
is
it. It's big.
there's a
You can see it
gorge
clearly.
between Canton and there
But you won't
that
maybe
lasts, I
find
guess
all
it's about
the
29 or
restaurants
30
that are
miles.
available.
And it's right
So that's
straight
that's
down. It's
that might be a pity. But you can ask in hotels and stuff
the
like that, and
problem
you
was
can
that
ask your way
it was beginning
all the time
rain
in your
and
movement,
snow.
if there are kind people around, of
There
course.
we were in the mountains.
Uh,
We finished
so that's
singing that night.
people
And
in
the
general. I
pastor
find
looked at
that
us. We went down
there are
to
no
Santa Barbara. He
need
said, "You're
in
going
knowing this
tonight?"
kind of navigation, or how do you get from point A to B if you don't even know the terrain
He said, but it's likely
in
to
town,
really
or if it's
freeze
in woods.
and
So
get,
it's
you know,
I think
bad.
it's
And
the
once
same
you get on
thing.
that
You have
29-mile
in the
stretch,
woods you
there's
have
no
a
accidents, no
forest,
way off.
but you have mountains, you have
You just have
valleys,
to
you
keep
have
going.
exactly the same thing.
said it could be
You are
dangerous,
moving in
you
the
don't wanna do
terrain
that.
instead. So
This is what he
the only
said.
difference might be that you
Church,
haven't people to talk to,
Would
and you might
would be
have the
willing to pray
difference that
for
you
them?
have difference that you haven't got any
And many hands
connection
went up and said, "We'll pray."
via your phone or something like that.
And
And
then
that
the
might be a
pastor
really,
prayed
really
a prayer.
big issue, of course. Then
he
you
said,
have to
"Lord,
use your map and your
I
compass.
know that it's 29
The
or
compass
30
is used
degrees
to
right now.
put,
It's probably gonna get
of course, the
colder
map
and icy
in the
and
right way,
they
so you
can't get
know
out of the gorge
which
tonight like
direction
that.
you should move, and
So
also
I pray,
to
Lord,
in the movement or in the
the
terrain
temperature
where
would
you're
go from
moving.
35,
It's
37,
a little bit easy
40,
if you you know how to use the compass and take out the direction and move that way. Of course. When we are talking about mountains, you have the some kind of different aspects to it, because often you can see a long distance, and the problem with maps in mountains is almost always that you don't have the detailed that you should probably need if you want to make the best decision. If you are, of course, it depends on if you're moving in pathways and stuff like that. Might be no problem, but if you are free movements in the terrain and you want to go from point A to B, you have to understand the map and the structure of the map and understand how to point it. And then you have the second thing, which is not the same thing in the town or city, and that is if you get really low clouds and you get fog and stuff like that, and you're not able to see where you're going. And that might also be a big issue. And of course, you shouldn't. You should know what you're doing, and then you have to complement wristwatch, of course. So in this series, I will talk about foremost navigation in forest and in mountains, and I will give my point of view of this. I like to do this stuff, and I think I know some points that might be helpful for you guys that haven't navigated in forest that much, and some tips and tricks, hopefully, and how you can also, of course, use the terrain or the surroundings to understand which way is north and south, west and east, of course. But my main point in this series will be, of course, talking about forest and the mountains. So until the next episode, I hope you will enjoy this, and take care, and have a nice day.
Forgive me my sin. Come into my life.
Yes, this is
if you prayed that prayer, I believe that
video
Jesus Christ came into your life to save
that's shared. Give us some info about orienteering.
See, we don't talk about religion.
As we said earlier, orienteering is a sport in which orienteers use an accurate, detailed map and a compass to find points
in your life.
In the landscape. Yes. Earlier, we were listening to some songs as we are going to go to some other songs.
Make sure to follow Del on your favorite.
Glad that you have joined with us.
And as always, have
as
joy
we shared inside Scoutcast. Yes, we're talking our topic today, our theme today, orienteering, and we're saying that find different locations. Yes. Not sure what is happening. We're having some little challenge with the videos. We're not sure what is happening, but as we get on stream, we welcome you. Your numbers, you can interact with us, 1-866-867-0022. Those are the numbers you can call to interact with us inside Scoutcast. Yes, this Tuesday evening, April 8th, 2025. Yes, another evening. You're with your host, Skip Jones, and we just want to say that we have been talking about orienteering, and the next time we meet, we should be going into map reading, but we're just introducing the old sports of orienteering. It's really a skill. It's something you can do while walking in a park, navigating, finding your way across town. You can take up this as a hobby, and you can learn it and understand. So some basic equipment that you will need, as we said earlier, you would need to have a map, and you need to understand how to turn the map so that you can know the direction in which you are to go. Earlier, we asked the question, what are the different types of orienteering? And orienteering has 4 official divisions: foot-o, ski-o, mountain bike-o, trail-o, and other numerous variants of foot-o, ski-o, mountain bike-o, trail-o. Yes, and for what types of events are there? How many? How does someone do it? Orienteering is a group of sports that involve using map and compass to navigate from point to point in diverse and usually unfamiliar terrain whilst moving at speed. So participants are given a topographical map, usually a specially prepared orienteering map, which they use to find control points. So it's really a sports, guys, but as we say, when we meet next time on the show day, and we're going to share this song, If I Had a Hammer. So if I had a hammer, we'll share this song with you. If you're just joining, you're inside Scoutcast. I am your host, Skip Jones, as we share with you If I Had a Hammer. Stay tuned, we have much more to come after this song.